Namaste. I am Dr. Robert Henry Schwenk, aka Dr. Bob for You, coming to you from Norwalk, Ohio, and studio for you. All information you might like to have can be found at the end of this video. Comments and questions are always welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, please use the comments section below. Today's topic, 8 tips on meditation and the meaning of life and being happy. Many people do not realize that to begin to have meaning for their lives and to be happy, they need to meditate. I myself had many questions when I started. I also wanted to teach others to know how to find meaning and happiness. Lois scratched on the door frame of my office. The door itself had been swung completely open. I invited her to come in and sit down. Lois was in her mid-40s with deeply tanned skin. She obviously spent a great deal of time in the sun. She was rather short at about 5 feet 4 inches tall. I asked her how I could help. Lois said, "I am having trouble getting into meditation. It's like learning a new kind of math. Sometimes I can't even get my mind to slow down. Sometimes I fall asleep. When I'm awake, I have unpleasant thoughts and that I try to push away, but they keep on, hanging on, and ruin my session. What's going on with me?" I said, "All those things that you have described are very natural, especially for one who's just started meditation," I said. Lois went on, "I want to try to find my happiness and the meaning of life as you have taught us. I just can't seem to get it." Then I gave her a list of 8 tips that would help her meditate, and here they are for you. Number 1, everyone starts learning meditation by dealing with the monkey mind. We call it the monkey mind because we have a tough time turning off the streaming consciousness that we all have. It seems like our minds jump around up and down like an agitated monkey. Number 2, you're looking for the connection you can make between yourself and whatever you name the soul of the universe. Some will call this God. Whatever name works for you is fine. It is the link to the divine that you are ultimately looking for through meditation. This unity is built over time and practice, but it is where you're going to find the meaning of your life and happiness. Number 3, give yourself time. As the sessions of meditation go by one, the mind will run down. How soon or late for you specifically this will occur, I cannot say. Each person is different, but I guarantee that if you faithfully meditate virtually every day, your mind will cease its incessant jumping around. Number 4, when thoughts come to your mind in the beginning of your contemplation sessions, just see those thoughts and let them travel through your mind. When you merely accept whatever thoughts come to your mind and not pressure them away, they will fade out. Peace then begins to come to you in that moment. Number 5, on the other side of this coin, when disagreeable thoughts come to mind, stare them away. Do not try to flee from them. Suppose someone did something unpleasant earlier in your day. That action and that pain that you felt at the time keep manifesting themselves in your mental flow. Let them come to you. They will absent themselves soon enough. It's just the normal process of thinking. When you know this and allow it within your frame of reference, you will be fostering your peace of mind from your very first session. Number 6, sometimes we fall asleep when thinking deeply while in a comfortable position. This is natural. One thing you can appreciate is that you have decompressed enough to fall asleep. That in itself, the relaxation, is of immediate benefit. However, you may need to be somewhere, and if you fall asleep, you might miss that appointment. I use the very simple idea of purchasing a cheap timer, but one that does not tick-tock. Usually these are run on a battery. I picked up one at the supermarket for $2. On that timer, set the number of minutes you want. It will wake you if you need to be awakened. When you are deep in meditation, time will get away from you. I use this timer to call me back to this world. With the timer set, I do not need to concern myself with time escaping me. Number 7, face eagerly any negative thoughts that come into consciousness. Note, this is different than the kinds of thoughts mentioned in tips 4 and 5. And maybe your mind wants you to deal with how you look. Maybe the kids are worrisome recently. My point is, just face them fervently and then let them go. Your mind is such a marvelous instrument that if you confront something after it has come to consciousness, something you may want to change in your life, the thought will pose itself to you. Then when welcomed and confronted, it fades away. Number 8, people are generally impatient. They want all their meditative work to be completed in one session of meditation. It simply does not work that way. You can gain peace, a beginning at understanding the meaning of your life, and a commencement of happiness in the very first session. Your life can change to the positive beginning in that first time, but life is much more complicated than anyone, I repeat, anyone can tackle in one session. Now here's a bonus tip just for you. Number 9. There are many ways to meditate, from the traditional sitting and thinking deeply to walking around to the walking around type. There's also the deep reviewing kind of meditation where one examines something as profoundly as possible. Let's say it is a blade of grass. One observes the blade from all angles, absorbs its color, watches it move in the breeze. In other words, become as fully aware of the blade of grass as is possible. The point is this: if one form of meditation does not work for you after you have given it a sufficient trial, look for another method that you really find useful. Simply Google the word meditation on the internet, and there you will find a wealth of examples and methods. Lois wrote down these tips. She said, "That really gives me a handle on how to begin." Over time, as I observed her in my life coaching context, she seemed to improve before my eyes. There you have 8 tips, plus a bonus, to help you begin meditation and begin finding the meaning of life. Also, meditation can help you feel happy almost immediately. This has been Dr. Bob for you. Comments and questions are always welcome. May you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness. Namaste.